Hi guys, welcome back to Vitale Style. Gotta scooch a little. Today I am doing such a highly requested video. It is my self-tanning routine. Now, I just started self-tanning again last week because I ordered my self-tanner and it's in and I just didn't have it. And I am not someone who, how do I put this? I'm not someone who really self-tans until most of my summer tan has gone away, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I just feel like that's just what I do. But I've just recently started self-tanning again, and I wanted to wait to make this video until I got my self-tanner in. Now, let me talk a little bit about what I use. The self-tanner I use is the Fake Bake Flawless, but this is the Fake Bake Flawless Darker. This is what the bottle looks like. Now, for years, I have used the Fake Bake line. I used to use the Fake Bake Flawless. This is the regular kind. I have a little bit left in here, maybe about that much. And then when I ordered this one, I decided to try this one, which is the Fake Bake 60-minute self-tan liquid. This is what that one looks like. Anyway, there's a little bit of glare. But my holy grail is definitely the Fake Bake Flawless Darker, just because I have have medium complexion, so I just feel like this works best for me. Now, I will say that I've tried a lie. Girlfriend, either you stop drinking a lot of coffee or you figure out how to talk. I have tried a lot of self-tanners. Now, I have never tried the $1 Million Tan, which I kind of do, but I was going to ask if any of you have tried it and what your thoughts are on it, because it's a bit more pricey than what I'm used to paying for a self-tanner. But I've tried a lot that I've just not been a fan of, and nothing, in my opinion, this is my opinion, for me, beats the Fake Bake Flawless. Now, I have gotten a lot of my girlfriends hooked on the Fake Bake Flawless, the original, just because it's so great. It smells like tropical coconuts. It doesn't have an awful smell. It doesn't stain my sheets. It's just great. I really love this product, and I just stand behind it 100%. Now, I'm going to insert a quick little demo of how I apply this kind of on my chest, on my arms, and on my hand, like kind of near my wrist and stuff, because I feel like that's such a problematic area for self-tanner, and also on my face. So I'm going to insert that quick little clip here, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. So the first thing you want to do is you want to apply your latex gloves that come in your in your package with your self-tanner and your mitt. You can buy these in any drugstore, whatnot. Now, what you want to do is, instead of putting it on one hand and then putting my mitt on and then taking it off and putting it on this hand when I'm ready to do this arm, I put both gloves on. The only thing you want to make sure you do, well, this is what I do anyway, you don't want to take your gloves and roll them all the way like that. You don't want that. So what I do is I just kind of push them down, and it's just important that this part, because this is where the mitt is going to go, this part is completely covered. Up here, I don't want it completely covered because I want my self-tanner to go down a little bit so it looks natural. So now you're going to put your mitt on, color side facing the palm of your hand, if that makes any sense. And then you're going to take your self-tanner, you spritz it however many times you want. Now, the good thing about this is that this is a color guard, so you'll see where you're applying the product. Spray, okay, and then if you'll see, you can kind of immediately start to see where I'm putting it. And I just do circular motions, rub, and make sure you get in your elbow like this, and then on your elbow right here, you want to bend it so that you don't get all those. Sometimes, like my elbow anyway, it's got like little lines in there, so when I stretch it out, it completely stretches, and then that way, when I stretch my elbow, you don't have white lines. So you do that, and the very last thing I do when I'm done my arm is I bring it down to my hand. You don't want to apply the most product on your hand, because that will cause that awful that awful line between self-tanner and no tan. So once you've done your whole arm, which you can now see, it's a beautiful golden tan, and this will develop overnight, then you take your mitt and you just ever so lightly go over the palm of your hand and the top of your hand like so. This will give you a totally natural look, and I don't like applying self-tanner to my hands because I don't think you can ever find a self-tanner that you can apply on your hands that looks natural. So I'm just going to do this one and apply it on this arm, and then I will show you what I do with my face. So at this point, you want to make sure that you do your whole body, whatever you feel comfortable. For the demonstration, I'm just going to do my arms, my neck, and my face. Now, there is a specific self-tanner from Fake Bake that's made for the face. I personally don't buy that. I've always used the same one for my face that I do for my body. It does not make me break out, so that's a plus, and I've been wearing this for years, so I know it works well for my skin. Once you've done your neck, which is super important, you take whatever's left over and very lightly, instead of really rubbing, because remember your face is really sensitive, it's fragile, and you don't think you're really applying a whole lot, and you don't want to apply as much on your face as you do on your arms. You want a really light coating, but it just develops overnight, and then when you go to wash it off the next day, you will just have a really beautiful, natural looking tan that you would get if you had a natural tan. And then you want to make sure, well, for me anyway, I just try to get the outside of my ears, just like a little bit, so that it all kind of matches. The back of the ear and on the back of the neck. Now usually my husband will come in and do my back, but honestly, in the wintertime, I just do my arms, my chest area, my face, and sometimes my stomach, but that's about it. I don't waste the products on my legs because it's too dilly cold out there to be wearing a skirt or for my legs to be exposed. So that is the demonstration of how I apply my self-tanner. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to go to sleep. And when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to look like a Oompa Loompa. But then when I shower, I'm going to look like a bronzed goddess. Now let's go and chit chat. Okay, first of all, sorry about my hair in that clip. And second of all, I hope that you can kind of see things well because it wasn't the best lighting because it was in my bathroom. Now if I'm going to show you my hands up close, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up properly because the coloring is always kind of off, but this is what my wrist looks like. This is not a self-tanner line, this is a burn. That's burn from the oven. So that's kind of what my hands look like in person, or even if you watch us on our vlog channel, like it doesn't look like my hands are a drastically different color than my wrist at all, and I don't self-tan my hands because I never feel like you can make your hands look good with self-tanner. I just feel like it always looks bad, in my opinion, so I don't self-tan my hands. Now, I have been using this for a really long time. I'm going to talk about the Fake Bake Flawless, the original formula. This is what it looks like. This is really great for like if you are more of a light complexion. This will work really great on you. I used this for years and it worked great until last year when I got the darker, and I just started using that instead just because it works better for me. It gives me a deeper color because I am medium skin tone, so I just want to be able to get a deeper color faster, but this works fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I tried this Fake Bake 60-minute and this didn't do anything for me. Now, I can see if you are really fair, this is probably going to be the best bet for you because it's not going to be nearly as dark as the original Fake Bake Flawless and nowhere near as dark as the Fake Bake Flawless darker. So if you are of extremely fair complexion, then you actually might want to give this one a try because it's not going to deposit as much color. Nowhere near as much color, but it'll still give you a nice light tan if that's what you're going for. But for me, it doesn't show up. That's just the way it is. Now, obviously, all these self-tanners come with a tanning mitt and some latex gloves, but you can buy self-tanning mitts everywhere. I know Ulta sells them, and I have the ones from Ulta, and these you can buy these anywhere. Latex gloves you can buy anywhere. So what I do is I use my self-tanner at night after I've exfoliated from head to toe or for anywhere I want to apply self-tanner. You want to make sure you exfoliate really well so your self-tanner does not stick to any dry patches and just looks really patchy and terrible. You do not want that. And I leave it on, I just go to sleep, it doesn't stain my sheets, it smells like coconuts, Joe likes the smell. The next day when you wake up, you're going to think to yourself, whoa, that's really dark. I mean, that's if you're using the really dark stuff and if you're applying a lot of it on. You're going to think, whoa, I kind of look like an Oompa Loompa. I'm really dark. But remember that once you wash it off, you're going to just be left with a really beautiful tan that doesn't look artificial at all. It looks really nice and natural, and no one has ever told me, no one's ever asked me, are you wearing self-tanner? No one. Because I'm not the kind of person, by the way, I wanted to mention that I'm like to apply 6 layers of this so I can look like I'm back in my summer tan. That is not me. That does not look natural at all. I like to look a couple shades darker than what I am now in the winter time, but to look like I did in the summer, I have to apply about 16 layers of this because I get really, really tan. So I don't do that. I don't want to go for an artificial look. So a couple shades darker in my skin tone is always what I'm going for. Now, I put it on at night, go to bed, wake up the next morning, shower. Then what I do after I shower is I put on this. This is the Hemp's Touch of Summer Daily Moisturizer, medium skin tones, and it's a gradual tanner. It says gradually creates a golden glow by moisturizing. What I do is I put this on the next day after I've showered and I've taken off all the the first couple layers of it off. I put this on, and then I put this on every other day, and I leave my self tanner on for 5 days, and I put this on every other day. That way this doesn't keep tanning me, but it makes my tan last longer. Like, it prolongs the wear of my self tanner, if that makes any sense. So I keep this on for 5 days, and then every other day. So I'll probably put this on about 2 or 3 times in the time I have this on. And then when I'm ready to reapply my fake bake, I just go in the shower and I just exfoliate once more. Every time, I should say. I exfoliate as much as I possibly can because I want to be able to get rid of any of the oldness of the old tanner that maybe is a bit patchy somewhere, and sometimes it gets a little bit patchy on my elbow. By the way, I look super orange on camera right now. I hope it's not showing up super orange, but I think it's because of the lights behind me, but I don't know yet. We'll see once this goes on the computer. I might be totally crazy. But anyways, that is what I wanted to get at with this, is that it's just flawless. Now, I just want to make sure that you understand to really exfoliate well before you self tan, because that will make a huge difference in how your tan looks and wears throughout the 4 or 5 days you have this on. Now, I use this for my face as well, like you saw. If you are really, really sensitive, you might want to try it once. If you feel like it's going to break you out, then don't use it on your face. Just buy the face tanner from the, or whatever face tanner you enjoy. I use the same one because it doesn't break me out, and I've been wearing this for years, so I'm really sure that it's all good. I feel really sort of confident to tell you that I've never had a problem with it. I don't think you will too. I don't think you will. But I don't put this on my face. I use my regular moisturizer on my face. This just goes on my body every other day for the amount of time I have this on until I start all over again. That is my self-tanning routine. I hope that's made sense. There are weeks and weeks where I'm really religious about it and just do it, and I make sure that I don't skip every 5 days. I just get it done. And then there are weeks where I'm like, I don't feel like it. So I think we all get into that rut though. So that is it. That is my self-tanning routine. I hope that you have found this helpful. You can buy this at Ulta. I always buy mine on Amazon. I will leave the link down below for you if you want to purchase it from there. It's up to you, but that's just easy. On my nails, I'm wearing China Glaze Rose Among Thorns because I know some people might ask. Let me bring this up closer to you so you can see. That's what I'm wearing on my nails. I'm gonna get ya. Anyways, so I hope that's made sense to you. I hope that I haven't been blabbering about forever. I just kind of didn't know how to put this into words aside from just going on a tangent about it. So I hope that you have found this helpful. Let me know what your self-tanning routine is, and if you have tried a $1 million tan, do let me know, because it's been something I've wanted to try, but I just don't know. I just don't know if I should or shouldn't, or what kind I should buy. I like that this is a stain. I like that this has a color guard so you can see where you're applying it. I like the smell. I like the way it blends. It's just the bomb. It's just the bomb. So that is everything I have for you today. Let me know down below what you want to see next, because I love, love, love hearing from you, and getting your ideas for what to bring you next on this channel. As always, I hope you've enjoyed spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.